Hey everyone, it's me, Brian Teacher, and welcome back to Chapter 2, Barfy Business. Are you ready? Then let's get started. Poisoned your sister? Drake and Nell said together. Shh, lower your voices, said Zoe. I'm looking at life in prison here. Maybe only 10 years if I'm lucky. But how? Started Drake. But why? Started Nell. Believe me, it was an accident. This morning, Chloe said she didn't have any energy, so I fixed her a health shake. And what was in this health shake? Asked Nell. Let me see. Peanuts, milk, fish oil, carrot juice, spinach, garlic, oranges, anchovies, and vanilla ice cream. Non-fat, of course. Just the thing for boosting energy. And she drank it? Asked Drake, shuddering at the thought. Zoe nodded. Every drop. And that's when it all, started. Oh, poor Chloe. Indeed, murmured Drake, jotting everything down. Quick question, Miss Jackson, said Nell, making a few final notes. What exactly is it you want us to do? Drake looked at his partner stunned. It was a brilliant question, and he was surprised he hadn't thought of it too. I want you to make an antidote to counteract the poison. Zoe stopped pacing and stuck her hands in her trench coat pockets. You're my last chance between freedom and prison. You're my last chance to save Chloe. Unless, of course, I call Frisco. Frisco? Drake and Nell exchanged horrified looks. James Frisco was also in their 5th grade class at school. Like Doyle and Fossey, Frisco was a scientist, but that's where the resemblance ended. You see, Frisco enjoyed it when beakers bubbled over. Frisco grinned when things exploded. Frisco laughed out loud while pouring dangerous chemicals down the drain. Frisco's business cards read, Frisco, bad/mad scientist. Better than Doyle and Fossey. Call me, day or night, 555-6190. Drake could never let Zoe call Frisco. If Zoe called Frisco, he'd likely fill a bottle with dishwater, call it an antidote, and charge her $5, plus tax and tip. Who knows what would happen to Chloe without a proper antidote? The thought was too terrible to imagine. Never fear, Miss Jackson. We'll take the case, said Drake. Say, said Nell, peering through the plant to where Chloe was sitting. Isn't that your mother sitting beside Chloe? Yes, answered Zoe. What about her? She looks sick too. Drake agreed. Mrs. Jackson was the color of mashed peas, with perhaps a splotch of spinach green here and there. Zoe nodded. Yes, but she didn't drink any health shake, so there's no worry there. And isn't that Lily Crump sitting 2 seats away from Miss Jackson? Asked Nell. Drake pushed up his glasses. EGOT! Nell was right again. Just like Chloe and Chloe's mother, Lily was barfing into a basin. Said Nell. The last time we saw Lily was yesterday at the birthday party. I have a hunch, said Drake, his mind working furiously. Ditto, said Nell. They pulled on surgical gloves. Snap, snap. They marched across the waiting room. Afternoon, Chloe, said Drake, patting her on the shoulder. Oh, help me, she moaned. Sorry you're not feeling well, said Drake. Nell patted her other shoulder. Do you mind if we examine you? Perhaps we can help. Anything, said Chloe weakly. Just try to relax, said Nell. This will be over in a jiffy. Mrs. Jackson moved over a couple of seats to make room for them. Do whatever you need to do, she said. Check, replied Drake and Nell. They took Chloe's pulse. They took her temperature. They had her say, ah. They asked her and her mother a few questions. Then, just as Drake was pondering, Chloe leaned over, missed the basin, and, well, and splat. All over Drake's shoes. It was one of those curious scientific moments when, just for a second or two, Drake wished he'd picked a different career. Chloe groaned. Sorry. But Drake was a professional, even when splattered with barf. No problem. Now, if you'll excuse us. Indeed, said Nell with a nod. Get well soon. And after questioning Lily, plus a quick trip to the restroom for barf removal, both Drake and Nell were ready for action. There's no time to lose, cried Nell. Back to the lab for analysis. And a shower, added Drake. All right, that's it. We're all finished. Join us again next time for Chapter 3.